Back to school is here, and with all the cost of this time of year, you may be feeling the heat. Well, Premier Heating and Air is here to cool things down with great savings and rebates starting at $1,000 on a new heating and air system. Plus, you can choose from a free gift of a Wi-Fi thermostat, UV light, or a $100 Visa gift card. Also, Premier's $59 service call includes the first pound of Freon free. Visit PremierHeatingandAir.com and experience the Premier difference, a locally owned and operated company.
Hello, football fans, and welcome to 2025. I tell you, Coach, it seems just like yesterday we were sitting here last November and the 2024 season had come to an end, and time just flew right on by, and it took us right into summer, and you guys started your summer workout. So this is week one. We are on the road, so what I want to do today is spend some time with you just going over what you and the coaches and the young men did this summer. And then I know you've had 2 scrimmage games up to now, and then we'll cover Brentwood later. But, you know, summertime's always exciting. You get a lot of young men who are just out of school and wanting to probably lay around and sleep, and then you guys are saying, hey, be here at 7 a.m. So walk us through what that looks like.
Well, one of the things that, you know, has changed over the last 20 years or so is schools are getting out so much earlier than in the past, and we're out mid-May, and now we're starting practice mid-July, and it's just, you know, it doesn't leave much summer. So we use a program that we've used probably the last 20 years where we give incentives. You know, there is no, if you don't come, this is what happens. Is if you do come, you know, there are incentives for being there, whether it be a t-shirt, whether it be a steak dinner. But our kids really bought in. Another thing we did a little bit differently this year is we created a long weekend for them every week. So we went Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and gave them Monday and Fridays off. And I thought it worked really well for them, and I thought it worked really well for me with my other duties, that Monday I was able to concentrate on planning the week, and we had really good participation. All 27 that were on our team at that point made at least the 3rd level. So we had 4 levels. One is you don't comply at all, and then we had everybody made one of the 3, which is kind of the first time ever that we've done that. And we're just pleased with how hard they work, and our coaches are here working with them too. So it really is a short turnaround once school is out.
Right. I know you lost 11 seniors last year. So that's, you know, when you're at private school, 11 seniors is a lot of seniors. Talk a little bit about the senior class and what they did this summer in terms of leadership as far as the summer workouts.
Right. Well, we did, but that's part of the dynamic of high school. You're going to lose kids every year, and we lost 11 good seniors that really laid a strong cornerstone for our program, and have 6 seniors this year, and I thought they did a really good job leading. You know, football is about chemistry and culture, and anytime you have new kids coming into the program or just a change, and you know, probably the 11 seniors, obviously their athleticism we're going to miss, but it hurts our depth. So we replaced 11 seniors with 2 freshmen. Okay. So that, you know, puts us, you know, basically we lost those seniors and really didn't make up for it. We had a couple of kids decided, you know, that they didn't want to play this year, which you always have as well. But the guys we have are battle tested. I think being year 2 makes a lot of difference too, because they already knew the terminology, they knew what to expect. You know, last year this time everything was new, and they were kind of, you know, waiting to see when the other shoe would drop as far as something new. So, but I really like this team. The chemistry is good. The seniors, as I said, did a great job leading. They're a talented group, and you know, we just gotta play 1 week at a time.
Right. And you touched on something that I think is critically important. You know, you've got 5 coaches that were here last year and they're here this year. You, your son, the two East boys, and I'm leaving somebody out.
Tyler Green.
Tyler Green. Yeah.
Right.
And it's been a long time since Trinity had a coaching staff that, with those kind of numbers, that actually came back for year two. So
Right.
I think you guys have got the train going in the right direction, and I know the kids are buying in to that stability and the vision.
Well, I think so, too. I mean, we're very blessed to have the caliber of coaches that also are in the community working in another profession. You know, Rob and Ben do a great job. Tyler and Christian are on staff. So they get to develop that relationship throughout the day. But I think Ben and Rob really have come in and kind of put their heels in the ground and have developed a strong relationship with our kids. And then we also picked up Jim Coleman, who's a familiar name to Trinity people. Graduate of here, had played college football a couple of years over at Samford, and then just kind of decided that, you know, he wanted to go in a different direction, wanted to coach, and helped us a little bit last spring and went to a couple of coaches clinics with us this year. And I think he figured out this is what I want to do for a living, and the sooner I get started, the better off I'm going to be. And he's been a big help as well.
Right. Well, good deal. We're going to take a break, say thanks to our sponsors. I say it every year. If you see these sponsored out and about town, they're the reason that these shows happen, not only here at Trinity, but at Dublin, East Orange, and West Orange. So we'll take a break, and we'll see you in a second.
Now's the time to get a great deal on select Kubota equipment. As the #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S., they offer the versatility and reliability to get the job done right all year round. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment with 0% financing available or save up to $4,500.
Products you can count on, a name you can trust. That's Mid-State Tractor and Equipment. Friendly Gus is fuel good food. Whether you're grabbing a quick cup of coffee on your way to work or filling up for a big road trip, Friendly Gus will be there to make sure you have what you need. Check out our lineup of specials now. Any size iced tea for just $1.69. A 3-piece dark combo or 2-piece pork chop combo for $7.99. And with over 20 locations, a Friendly Gus store is always nearby. So stop by Friendly Gus today. And don't forget to shop Cochran Brothers Cash and Carry for all your bulk item needs. Come by today and see why Friendly Gus has been serving Middle Georgia for over 100 years.
Hello fans, Ben Knight for Farmer State Bank. Friday night football and Farmer State Bank. As easy as FSB. Dedication, hustle, trust, commitment, and teamwork. Giving our all every day, just as our local football teams do every Friday night. Join us at Farmer State Bank and support your local team. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Natural gas all over town.
Get yourself a natural gas tankless water heater and save space.
And have endless hot water.
Natural gas is more efficient than electricity.
And it's lighter than air. When you install natural gas appliances,
you can get rebates up to $1,500.
The City of Dublin will finance you up to $10,000.
For 60 months at 0% interest.
Use natural gas for all your outdoor cooking.
it's a luxury.
We're on call 24/7.
You'll call us and we'll be there.
Whether you're building a home or starting a business, City of Dublin Natural Gas has you covered.
We serve commercial and residential gas all across town.
Yeah.
Finish the drill with natural gas.
Call your gas guys at 478-277-5048.
All right, welcome back, fans. So, Coach, we covered the summer. I think you guys did a great job. You know, I'm a parent, so I'm a little biased, so I get a front row seat, and I can see that, you know, those kids were participating just as you said. But everything led up to the last 2 weekends.
Right.
We had 2 scrimmage games. We had one with Briarwood, and then we had one last week with St. Andrews. So
right.
I think that's where you kind of learn where you're at. You're the football coach, not me, but just me being a fan sitting in the stands. My guess is that's where you start figuring out where all the pieces are.
Well, it is, and I would also say that when we talk about culture and chemistry, the Trinity community of families that are supporting our program has been very strong too. We did a couple of events with the moms and the dads, and I thought, we're trying to build that community within our programs, all our programs. But we did, we had a joint practice with Briarwood, and I thought we performed really well that week. And this past week we played St. Andrews, and started slow, but then I think we, kind of got our eyes opened and came out and played a little bit better. And the negative things about those, as you do, are susceptible to some injuries, and we did, sustain an injury to our starting quarterback, Asher Evans, and significant injury. So if you think of Kirk Cousins, or you think of Joe Theismann, very similar type injury. So obviously he won't be with us, but on the field. But he is staying in contact with his teammates, and they're staying in contact with him, and he's going to be as much help to our new quarterback, Jacob Solly and Griffin Lane, and helping them with the mental aspect. But I just feel very sad for him, because he worked very hard. He's a very gifted athlete, but he's just a sophomore, so he still has some time, and should get back this season for baseball at least. And but overall, I thought our kids performed very well. That was obviously a negative. We have found some depth in the backfield, where Wade is not the only guy that you can key on. Still, defensively, I feel like we're going to be pretty good. We've got to tackle better. We didn't tackle very well last week, especially on that last drive of the game. We didn't tackle very well, but that's something that with repetition that we'll get better at. But we've got a lot of starters returning on the defensive side, much more than on the offensive side. Yeah. So we feel like we're going to have the best kicking game in the state.
No doubt.
We're going to be very strong defensively, and that's going to give our offense a chance to get their feet under them and keep us in ball games and give us an opportunity to win some games.
I would agree with you. The defensive line, I thought, kind of grew up as the night went on.
Mm-hmm.
The offensive line is me. Again, I'm sitting in the stand, so I'm the last person you want up there judging. But you see certain things, and the offensive line is where I think you have some building to do, and I think it'll come together, because you're right. It's all about repetitions, and you've got some new faces out there.
We do, and I think the thing with it's just like in baseball, the pitching is always ahead of the hitting, and in football, the defense is always a little bit ahead of the offense, and we want to be more diverse offensively. Pretty much last year, everybody said Seven's in the backfield by himself. He's going to carry the football.
They did.
But for us this year, Jacob, now Asher was doing that. Jacob is certainly capable of carrying the football out of the quarterback spot. Mason Lane had some really good carries late in the scrimmage last week. So we just, we want to make sure that we can kind of spread the ball around, and we're developing some receivers out there. So, it's a work in progress. It's a construction area, and we're going to keep going to work every day with our lunchbox ready and just working and trying to get better.
Yeah, so I saw a screen pass. Rob called a screen pass. I'm pretty sure it was in the first half. And, when you have Wade in the backfield and they just assume you're running, it opens that up. And that was a pretty good gain, and it looked really good from what we were seeing.
Right, and I think we've worked a lot on our play action passing, because so much, when you see the ball put in number 7's belly, it's going to draw your attention, and hopefully that'll give us, we had a couple of, caught a touchdown pass off of play action, had another good look didn't finish the play on another one. So, and we only showed a portion of what we're going to do offensively last week, but I would say we're light years ahead of where we were last year.
100%, no doubt. We talk about Wade all the time, and you mentioned kicking. I do think it's appropriate to talk about Wade for a second, because this young man has signed a letter of commitment with the University of Georgia, which is around these parts is a pretty big deal.
Sure.
So he and his brother are taking over some kicking duties for you this year.
Right. Well, that was an area that we really didn't have to lose a lot of sleep over, because Cody snapped last year and he's already being recruited as a long snapper. I think folks will find that before his 3 years are over that he'll be a position player that's in demand as well. Yeah. But the one thing we've had to focus on this week is Asher was also our holder on placement, so we're going to slide Jacob Solly in there. But that is many people just look at the kicker on the field goals and extra points, but it is a 3-man team plus the protection. Yep. And you've got to have your operational time's got to be right on. You've got to be able to get the ball on the tee, and we feel confident that we'll be able to do that. But obviously Wade is a rarity in this day and time, and one of the things that I talked with all the recruiters that came through here is he's a football player that can kick, and he's he adds a lot to us, but we want to also be very sensitive of not overusing him, so that when we get in a situation where last week we were only trying to get the ball down the field to kick a field goal, and so that is a weapon. He had 3 kicks over 47 yards last year in games, and then kicked a 49-yarder in a postseason All-Star game. So, and that's not what he's noted for. He's noted for his punting. So he can flip the field, but he is probably, without a doubt, the most decorated athlete I've ever had the privilege of coaching.
Yeah, and a great kid. It can't be said enough. Just a wonderful young man.
Right, he sure is.
Yeah, so again, we're going to take a break and say thanks to our sponsors. When we come back, we'll highlight this week's game at Brentwood.
Matt Hatchett, representative for Lawrence County, is proud to support our local high schools, our East Lawrence Falcons, Trinity Crusaders, the Dublin High Fighting Irish, the West Lawrence Raiders. Matt Hatchett, representative for Lawrence County. Go team!
Hey, it's Stephanie at Shamrock Honda Kawasaki, and it's time to ride. We've got a great selection of Kawasaki's price to sell, like this Kawasaki 900 RS. You'll look great on this Kawasaki Retro Sports bike. So come in today and save big on this bike and many more Kawasaki motorcycles we have in stock at Shamrock Honda Kawasaki, 106 Savannah Avenue in East Dublin. 478-272-4563. Give us a call.
Hi, I'm Tom Dominy. Here at Dublin Wind Nelson, we pride ourselves on providing the industry's highest quality products at the most competitive pricing. We are a full-service wholesaler specializing in plumbing, irrigation, and industrial products. With a staff that collectively offers more than 50 years of expertise, our team knows your industry, and we can answer your questions and help you get the parts and equipment you need. From Moen to Renee, we carry the plumbing, irrigation, and industrial products you need from the brands you trust. We also carry a great lineup of Milwaukee tools. At Dublin Wind Nelson, our goal is the long-term success of your business. We achieve that goal with a simple commitment, doing things right, one customer at a time. If you have a question, or if you're looking for a hard-to-find part, give us a call. Our experts are ready to help. Order online, give us a call, or come by at 507 Airport Road in Dublin. We're committed to building long-term relationships with our customers by earning your business every day.
All right, welcome back. Coach, we're on the road, first game of the year. I would assume everybody wants to start off at home, but, Brentwood is just right down the road. It's not a far drive at all for us. It's something that we're familiar with. They're a very good football team. They won the state championship last year. I'm assuming that they're very good this year, and I know that you and your coaching staff will have these young men ready to take them on.
Well, I think it has been kind of a tough 6 or 7 days having to deal with the injury and trying to get us back in the right mindset. And I think we're there. Brentwood is a really good football team. They graduated some good football players, but they found some and had some to come back with, and they're gonna be solid. Early in the season, I'm not so sure it's that big a disadvantage to play on the road because you don't have all the things of trying to get everything ready, the field painted, logistics. So, and I think really last year we actually played a little bit better on the road than we did at home. So I don't think that's that negative. And some of it has to do with who we played on the road last year too versus who we played at home. So we're excited. You have to see where you're at. We've gotten 2 progress reports, and now it's time to take a test, and we have 10 of those this year. And we're looking at the whole body of work. Obviously, I don't think anybody in our level starts off with the type schedule we play, because we'll play Gatewood the next week, and then Edmund Burke, who was also a state champion. So, the first 3 ball games are pretty solid, but we're focused on Brentwood, and Adam Lord's done a great job over there. He's got a great coaching staff. They have tremendous team speed. That's probably the most concerning thing for us. And I think going back to a point you made about the scrimmage the other day, it is hard for us to simulate in practice what our opponents look like on Friday night or Thursday, as the case was, because our guys are giving a great effort on our look team, but they don't run a 4.5 40 or 4.6 40, or they're not 230 pounds coming off the ball. So I think you have to go full speed, and that's one of the things we really tried to impress upon our kids this week is full speed versus our look team is not the same thing as full speed versus an opponent. So I think when we play full speed and we execute, we're a really good football team.
And I don't disagree. I saw that last weekend, and you're exactly right. You may be able to talk 4 or 5 of us parents. We're certainly 230 into coming out there, but we don't have that 4 or 5 speed to be your backup practice team. I don't know if you'd probably have to cart us off the field as well. No. As far as what you're looking forward to Brentwood running against you, what do you see from those guys?
Well, I really feel like they're going to try and get on the edge. They lost the good fullback, I think, from last year, and the guy this year is a good football player, but he's not the same. So in the film we have that we exchanged, they were more of an edge team trying to get to the edge off tackle. And obviously with number 1 and number 5, they've got really sub 4.8 speed. So that's a concern, being able to contain and turn it back inside and then being able to tackle. So, and then the quarterback is a really good player. They'll run a little speed sweep kind of thing where he'll keep it back underneath. So they're going to make, the wing tee and the option are very similar. You've got to play assignment football in that regard. You can't just sell out and take off, and you can't get caught with all the bells and whistles of the motion and the shifts. That's what causes your linebackers and other defensive players to lose focus. They see all this movement, and you just have to be very disciplined to play your responsibility. And then defensively, they're going to be that 5-man front. I think their nose guard is a really good football player. We've got to be able to block him to get things started. And then, they've got some of those same skill guys playing in the secondary. So not the same team. Really good time to play them, I think, first week of the season.
I don't disagree.
We played them last year, and it was a 3-point ball game at the half, and they kicked that on the last play. And then we started turning the ball over and couldn't make up ground. But I think everybody's going to be a little nervous. Usually you see the most improvement in your football team from week 1 to week 2 after everybody gets under the lights and they figure out what game night is like.
No doubt. Well, football season is heating up, no pun intended, because the hot weather has come back, unfortunately. All the local high schools are playing this weekend. We'd certainly love to have you travel to Brentwood to watch the Crusaders take on the Eagles, but if not, I know all the other local teams would appreciate your participation out there. So, Coach, until next week, we'll see you.
The weather's cooling down, football's in the air, and there's never been a better time to get a winning deal at Dublin Chevy GMC. Whether it's an EV or an HD, a GMC or a Chevrolet, with savings up to $10,000 off MSRP, now's the time to get a new Chevy or GMC truck. And if you're planning those fall trips to the ball game, come check out our full selection of family-sized SUVs. So while summer might be winding down in Middle Georgia, we're just cranking up the deals at Dublin Chevy GMC.
Allen's Heating and Cooling is your licensed Amana equipment dealer. Trust Allen's Heating and Cooling to install and service your heating and cooling unit. Allen services all brands, and with the purchase of a new Amana, offers a lifetime compressor warranty. Call Sean Clark or any of his friendly staff at Allen's Heating and Cooling, your Amana dealer. Amana lasts and lasts and lasts.
Mid-State Pools and Spas is Middle Georgia's most trusted pool builder. Whether it's in-ground or above, you can count on Mid-State Pools and Spas for all your pool needs, including outdoor furniture. From pool chairs to patio furniture, Mid-State Pools and Spas carries Telescope and Polly's Island. So call or come in today to Mid-State Pools and Spas. Now open Monday through Friday 9 to 5 and Saturday 9 to 1.
Since we were founded, the Houston Clinic has sought to provide the most advanced orthopedic services available to men, women, and children of all ages and all walks of life. And today, Dr. Gay and Dr. Richter continue the tradition of service in the Orange County communities. From our sports teams through every facet of this community, the Houston Clinic is not only proud to serve you, we deem it an honor. The Houston Clinic, 100 Medical Drive, Suite 400 in Dublin.
Hi, I'm Perry Williamson, and we've been baking here at Williamson's Bakery since 1927. In 1965, my grandfather, Merle Williamson, hung our name on this bakery. Ever since then, people have been stopping in for the Williamson's tradition. We invite you to do the same here at 1634 Veterans Boulevard, or catch us on Facebook, or just come get you some.